Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap pre-market trade plan setup for Tuesday, August the 4th, 2015. My name is Doug McKay. I am founder and head trader for Quantum Leap Trading. Each morning we come together in this live broadcast to take a look at the market, the structure of the market, the macro to the micro, and then drill down to find our trade levels and our targets for the day and our main hypotheses. If you're interested in more information, this is a subscription service, and we do a live trade room during the day where I do real-time market analysis and trade setups. Please email quantumleaptrading@gmail.com or contact me, Doug McKay, on my cell 647-545-8065. Before we get going, let's just get the legals out of the way. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand the knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. Only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves the risk of loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence and your own risk metrics. Okay, so good to be back. Like I said, it was a nice vacation. Market made some nice moves while I was gone, but that's typical when I go on vacation. Now, yesterday, when I came back in the morning, I posted the composite. And the composite, more importantly, the micro composite that I've been trading off of, which is the one that goes from February 5th through till now, the micro composite VPOC has been jumping around from 93.75 and 87.50. So my main hypothesis yesterday was that we were going to chop around between that 93.75 and 87.50. We have undetermined fair value in this area where we're getting the microcomposite VPOC jumping around back and forth between two key numbers, and the market is not determined which is fair price. I call this undetermined fair value, on the longer term price acceptance. And that's what we were seeing yesterday. We came down and came down to 87.50, then went and tested the lower side of that balance. At the time, the CLVN was 79.75. We missed it by one tick. Buyers stepped in on the lower side of that balance, and a key line for me, which will be again today, and then rotated back through into one of the two undetermined values. Overnight, we've had a high of 93.50, so they went up and tested that 93.75 again. Sellers stepped in, and then we came back down again, and the low on the night being 84.25. So we came down and tested down here in the lower side of this distribution zone here. But before we get too deep into it, let's go back to our regular routine. Don't ever want to get out of it. We want to take a look at where we are in the trends in terms of the different time frames. You can see that our monthly trend is very much intact. The big picture is still to the upside. We're still trading near the all-time highs at 21.34, adjusted to 21.26.25 for the September contract. But we do have slope and separation. We're losing a little bit of slope, and we're getting some sideways consolidation here, but that's normal near all-time highs. And then when I go down, so the trend is intact on the monthly. On the weekly, we've got more of consolidation. We've got this possible head and shoulder pattern. It hasn't set up. The neckline is going to be in around the 2032 level, but here's the left shoulder, here's the head, here's the right shoulder. We don't know if it's going to get set up. We have to wait for market to come down to this 34, 33 level to see if it sets up as a valid pattern. But it's something to keep an eye on. We are going sideways in consolidation. There's no real trend on the weekly right now. Going down to the daily, And let's just get rid of this because we don't need the open interest. On the daily, you can see that we had this new trend coming in. We had a naked cross down here at 83 on the daily. We took that out and then got back up above the 9 and the 12, and now they failed again. So we're not in a trend to the downside, but we are seeing some weakness with the inability to stay above the 9 and the 20. On the 4-hour, and I mentioned this yesterday and sent a picture in, we came down and we had this naked cross at 79, 75, 80 level. We came down and took that naked cross out on the 4-hour. So again, pay attention to your naked crosses. We still have one up here, up at the 21.18 level. That's what leads me to believe that any move down right now could be short-lived, and we will be coming up and testing these highs up here. Although new information can revalue the market, but very rare that we'll leave a naked cross on any time frame left alone for very long. But we are seeing a bit of a downward trend starting. We're getting slope and separation to the downside. We're failing to get back above the 9 and the 20. So on the 4-hour, you definitely have a start of a downward trend. Going down to the 30-minute, you can see we had that big move down, created a tech gap, came back up, and we've basically been in consolidation on the 30-minute. And then just one last look at the 5-minute. Got a nice pop on the news, and we're starting to see a bit of an upward trend. So we'll see, where is the resistance on the 4-hour right now? Resistance on the 4-hour is going to be in around 91.50 and 96.75, 97. So let's take a look at the structure. Again, pointed out, we've got this double distribution, undetermined fair value in this longer term, composite. Our naked close from yesterday is here at 91. It's also the value area low of the last 4 days. So right now, we're inside the longer term balance that goes back to February the 5th. So we're back in this balance area, in the value area. But in the last 4 days, we've created value between 2104 and 2091, and we fell out of that yesterday, came down to a key level at that 79.75, and then they rotated back up, and we're still below that 91. As long as we're below that 91, you have to be thinking that we could get more price discovery down and another test down to this 79. Well, it's shifted. It was 79.75. It's shifted to 79.25. And if we can't get back above this 91 value area low on the 4-day microcomposite, then I'm thinking we're going to see some more price discovery. The big target below us is still going to be in this 60 to 62.25 level, with 75 and 71 and 70, 66, 75. These numbers just keep coming back to us. The 69 is the value area high of the smaller microcomposite, that 10-day microcomposite that ran from the 28th or 29th through the 10th until we got that gap up. It's also the value area low of the July 1st till now microcomposite. So that 69 area is going to be another key area for us if we get down into this this lower distribution down here. But right now, the key is, can we get back above 91, hold this 89.50, the CLVN between the two, CHVNs, and rotate back up towards that 93. Now, the July 1st till now, microcomposite VPOC is up at 97.50, and then the 4-day balance is up at 98.75. So if we get back up in this in this distribution zone and back in the value area, and we accept 93.50 again, I would expect us to come up and come back up and test these levels in around the 97, 98 area. But if we fail to get back into this area and we rotate down back through 89.50 and we see a microcomposite VPOC shift back down to 87.50, then I'd be looking for them to come down and test the 79.25 area again. If we break there, then I think we get a bigger move down into the 62, possibly even down here into the 50, 75 area. Test this, this value area from that 10-day balance. And that goes all the way down to 48 as the microcomposite value area low. So let's take a look at overnight. Start moving our numbers over. I posted the levels for you already in the chat room. Our overnight high, 93.50. Our overnight low, 84.25. And our overnight VPOC, no surprise, where is it hanging out at? That undetermined fair value, the former microcomposite VPOC at 87.75. All right, and there's a little LVN at 89.25. No surprise, that's the CLVN that separates the two undetermined CHVNs. So you've got the 87.50, then you've got the 89.50 CLVN, and then you've got the 93.75. That 89.50 is also the midpoint from yesterday and just above the VWAP, the RTH VWAP from yesterday at 89. So this 89 area is going to be an important area to hold. So I'm going to be using that 89.50 as my key trade area this morning. And you can see we're getting a move back above this 91. And I'm looking for a move up to test. Well, we'll probably take out the naked close at 91 at some time this morning. And then the value area high and the overnight high is sitting right at our microcomposite VPOC. So that is our main destination on the open to test to see. That's going to be our first real big resistance. Take out the 96% probability of taking out the overnight high or the overnight low. As long as we're above the 89.50, I'm anticipating this being taken out. Price being accepted here in this 93. We'll chop around here a bit, and then hopefully a move up into our next target above, which is going to be 97.50. With that 98.50 right above it. And then above that, we've got at 99, we've got the RTH high, and any break above this. I think if we get up here and we get into this 98.7 area, and we chop around in this upper distribution, we had a triple distribution day yesterday. I think we're going to get and test into the 2100s. We've got a naked close at 2100.25. So I think if we get into this 97, 98 area, they'll at least push to test that centennial number and test the 2100 again and take out this naked close, fill that gap. Above there, the first real target is 175. But the main target above value and above range is going to be the 2103.75. That's the CHVN up there. It's been a key level that we've been trading at, and it's the 4-day value area high at 2104. So I'm going to actually use 2104, and I'm going to change it from not only a target, a trade level, because if we break the 2104, then I'm anticipating going up and making a bigger move into the key line in the sand above us is at the 2107.75. That is the microcomposite value area high going all the way back to February the 5th. And that's going to be a key line in the sand for us. Come on. Okay, and then above the 2107.75, got a little bit of resistance here at the 2108.75, 2108.50 area. Anything above that, though, I'd be targeting the 2112.75 with the naked close at 2114.75, and then of course we've got all those all-time highs up above there. Take this off my chart, sorry. But I don't think we're going to get up there today, so I'm not going to really worry about that too much. Our overnight low is at 20.84 and our 20-day ATR is running 22.63. So our upside ATR target is 2107, okay, which is basically right there at our key line in the sand. So I mean, that would be taking a full ATR range. Our ATR target to the downside, our high overnight is 2093.50. Actually, we could be come up and make some new highs still, but I'm going to use the 93.50 minus the 22.63. That takes us down to 2071, which is another key target for us below the CHVN here at the 2071. So those are your two ATR targets and expected possible range for the day. So that's my upside hypotheses. My downside, if we get below 89.50, I'd be looking for them to come back in, and obviously the target right now is this 87.50. Our oops. One. I don't know why IRT has been doing this. I think Chad could fix it. Okay. Our target is 87.50, and then below that you've got this LVN at 86, and there was something else that was 86 that I was looking at this morning, but it's going to be another key trade area for me today below this 86. Then I think we got to move to take out the overnight low at 84.25. And then the main target below is going to be back down here at this 82.50, which is it's just above the CLVN, what I consider to be the lower side of balance, around 87.50. It's our naked VPOC down here, and it's going to be our main target below 86. And then just below that, we've got the 2080. There's the CHVN at 81.25. But I'm going to use the 80.50 as a target and a trade area. It's the value area low. If we can't break out of this value, we open auction in range, possibly come up, test that 93.50, see sellers step in, rotate us back down through, test that 86 level, break the 86 and come down and give us an 80% value area destination trade down into the 80.50. And then just below that, you've got the 80 RTH low, but I'm going to be watching the 79.25. So I think if they come down here, they'll test that 79.25. and use that as a trade area. I will take a trade below 80.50 into that 79.25. Then anything below 79.25, I'm going to start to get majorly aggressive to the short side, with main target below value and below range here at the 75.50. Little bit of support coming in, but not much at 74.50. And then below that, our next big target below is going to be the 71 CHVN 66.25. I'm sorry, 66.75. And then the next big destination is going to be the 62.25, where they came down and picked up buyers the last time they came down and tested the value area low from the longer term microcomposite. And then just below that, our key line in the sand still remains to be this 59.75 microcomposite value area low with the CLVN. And if we break that again, we are not going to find buyers in this 58 area. We're going to come down much lower. 59.75. All right, below that, your targets are the 58, which is right below there, but I would even be targeting this 56.75. And then the big one is going to be, the next big one is going to be down here in this 50.50. Remember that 50.50 is where we picked up and found buyers with conviction for that move up and a breakout of this 10-day value and the gap up. So, if we break below the 59.75, I'd be looking for a move all the way down into the 50s and even really coming down into this 42 and 37 area again. So below that, your support comes in at 49. And then we've got these two naked closes at 40.50 and 39, which would be, I'm going to just front run them at the 42. I'm going to use 42.25. It's a former number that I was watching. And then below that, you've got the 37.75. As your support, not trade area. Sorry, yes, trade area. And, just longer moves down, so we start looking at these levels again. Remember, we've got the 36.75, then 30.25, 26.75, 24, and then back down in what was that measured move at 19, but was shifted down here to the 2011.50. And that 2011.50 is the microcomposite value area, or I'm sorry, VPOC, of the balance that we broke out of, okay, on that February 5th move up. So that's the next big destination to the downside. But my main hypothesis today is, possible chop again between the 93.75. If we get up into this distribution and accept 93.75, a move back up into 97.98 with possible test of 2100. If we fail to get back and hold and accept value in around this 93.50 and we can't hold 91, they break below 89.50, then my hypothesis changes to getting stuck in the wick and repairing the auction and looking for a possible microcomposite VPOC shift down to this 87.50. If that happens, then I'll be looking for a test down into the 79.25 level and a break below that down into this triple distribution zone between 75.50 and 66.75, possibly 62.25. I don't think we'll get to 62.25, but you never know. We could get a trend day down depending on what happens in terms of the market. I didn't pull up the news. Let me just do that, and we'll wrap this up. Trying to get back into my normal routine. All right, so we have factory orders at 10 o'clock. We got IBD tip, economic optimism, and really nothing after that, except a lot of headline news. So we'll see. As I don't know if some of you know, on Sunday, our Prime Minister threw down the writ, and we have an election up here in Canada coming in October. You guys have your election coming next spring or next year. So it's going to be an interesting move into the fall this year. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market morning session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side. I didn't do gold this morning because I was I got tied up doing something else. I do want to point out, again, always trying to make sure you guys got good trade ideas. I want to point this out. So let me just do this before we wrap up. What's my favorite pattern in gold? Right here. Here's your foo bar. Here's your Mr. Sneaky. Here's your tech gap. Move down, close the tech gap. And now we've got to move back up. But this was actually a nice trade. I took this trade this morning. And that's why I was late getting to everything else. But always watch for this on the 15-minute goal. I mean, here's even to a smaller extent. Here's another one. Foo bar, selling wick with the wick almost as large as the body. There's the spike in volume. There's the inside bar and Mr. Sneaky. And what do you get? A rotation back down to close the tech gap that was created there. One hell of a pattern to be trading. If you just traded this one single pattern in gold, you can make yourself a very nice living. Anyway, that's going to be it for this morning. As always, trade well, trade safe. Catch you on the flip side.